well-meaning bodies and individuals have been urged to come up with economic development mechanisms to lift women out of poverty, and improving rural women's access to financial services is said to be important even for the growth of the non-oil sector. With 50% of Nigerians living in extreme poverty and approximately half earning less than 700 naira daily, financial inclusion can be the answer to this problem. And that's what we're discussing now as we bring in public affairs analyst Chuks Nwoko, who joins me in the studio now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning to you.
At this time. So what are your views? Let's start with the need to break lingering cultural, religious barriers that limit women, especially those in the rural areas. What's your perspective?
I believe that after 60 years of independence, there's need for us to encourage those leaders in those areas to empower those women with basic knowledge. That's what they will need, where they need to start from. Provide them knowledge, educate them, and insist that there's need to move from where we have been or where they have been to where we are today. They need to empower the woman with first knowledge and encourage her with economic empowerment and how to invest in the children, especially the girl child. Well, that knowledge is very essential.
Right, and well, it's good, you being a man, giving us, your own perspective from the male point of view. But specifically, how can men help women more to be empowered?
Now, the reason I might have spoken the way I did, and I know you share the same experience with me, is that we're all brought up by women, and even if you are not brought up by a woman, you notice around you that the struggle of these women. So the men have to recognize that, for instance, that the women do not really have access to power. So what we can do is, if we have spent 60 years providing this leadership that completely is devoid of compassion, we need to try the women. And that trial needs to start by, not just by conducting election, but by empowering them also, by noticing those that are up there and giving them the opportunity to provide that leadership. And then getting these women to help other vulnerable women. That way we can get to where we're going to. But we can't just keep doing the same thing and thinking that we will achieve a different result. It will not work in the long run. Right now, there's all kinds of hue and cry about what needs to be done. And my perspective is that poverty will always be here, but it can be minimized because we choose to rise above the current situation where we find ourselves, especially with the women in the rural village. We need to take the resources to them because they are better managers. Time and over again, we all agree that they are better managers. Our men, when they have these resources, they just use it for different things. Some are going abroad, they are taking more wives, they are giving to their girlfriends. But you as a woman, if you're giving money, your priorities is usually about the home. Then we need to send our girl child to school and make sure that they stop getting pregnant at age 15 and 16.
But so we're trying to, boost the non-oil sector. How do you think, women can be better empowered in this crucial arm of the economy?
Like I said, it has to start with knowledge. Then they need the access to that economic empowerment, which really, in simple terms, just means money. Give them money. Like I said before, they are able to manage these funds better. They're able to use for their businesses. Then take care of the children, send the children to school, take care of their health. And the health of their children is very, very important.
Right.
Now, when you talk about rural women, most of the time, people that present themselves as rural women are not really rural women. When we talk about rural women, it means you going to meet them where they are, because really, a lot of them don't have access to the media yet and all that, and a lot of them are not really educated. So we need to go and meet them and empower them. This empowerment and access has to be given to them.
Are you finding fault with this people, middlemen? Is that the issue? Do you think that is the problem?
I'm not having issues with anything. I'm just saying that because of the nature of the environment that we find ourselves, so that we can achieve desired results, so that the idea will not fail when we decide to run with it. You know, I give you an example. Last week, Wednesday, we had to go, my organization, we had to go to the market. Usually on the days that we gather together, we bring these women to our event. On Saturday, they will take their bath. But because of COVID, so it just helped us, the situation, COVID just gave us the opportunity to bring a new dimension or a change to what we normally would do. Going to meet them is very crucial. We went to the place and did what we normally do. So I think that government needs to go meet these people in the market square, in their homes, whatever you need to do, and give them this money. And subsequently, it's been done before, somewhere in Sri Lanka or whatever.
All right.
Yunkus has done it.
So it's
the access
doable.
must be given to them by going to meet them.
But I also want to, get your thoughts on this issue of middlemen. In the words of the presidency, they say they've pumped in so many interventions into the sector. Of course, we know that many women are traders and farmers. So the government is saying there is the spate of middlemen contributing to artificial scarcity of food in the market. What do you make of that? Exactly.
I didn't even hear that part of that news from the president. But in anything, you always have people who want to act as interlopers or, fraudulently take what belongs to other people. So it is the duty of the president, who already has this information, to make sure that he creates a system or a process that will allow easy access to these people. You have to go and meet them. You have to take it to them, because that way you will avoid and sideline these middlemen, people who are never satisfied with what they have, people always who want to pervert any process. So it's not just enough to provide. You must make sure that you succeed in the project that you want to achieve by going to execute it, either with true trusted aids or whatever. But you will also demand result and seek for evidence of how this thing has been done. Because what is the purpose of budgeting money, as like we always do, and it just filters away and goes into the wrong hands? There are people. Right. There will always be people. So it's the responsibility of compassionate leadership to always want to set this agenda and then achieve it and go all out. If he has to leave his office and go and do it and supervise it, it will just make a whole lot of difference, instead of just throwing the money away.
All right, Chuks Nwoko, thank you very much for your contributions.
Thank you.